Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you happen to be in the world today. We're getting our Final Fantasy XIV stream started here. Hope you're doing okay. Let us know down in the chat what's going on with you if you'd like, or if you just prefer to lurk and enjoy the atmosphere in the game with us, by all means do that too. All right, let's see what we got to do to get going here. Yeah, looking a little delayed here. Oh well. Alright, well let's get going here. So we left off last time, we got to enter the dead end, so let's get going with that. Yeah, I probably need to close some things here.
Our fates are not yet sealed.
Right then.
Alright, this ought to be as good a lineup as any, I guess. We'll see what happens here.
So you are finally here, in this place between death and rebirth, where life knows no dawn. Come then. Follow me down into the darkest depths of despair. Once upon a time, there was a beautiful blue star that fell to pestilence and rotted inside and out. The more its people clung to life, the more they suffered.
Interesting, I guess. Can't run through the stuff, I guess.
Be gone!
Until they curse not the illness, but their fellow corrupted.
Together we shall overcome this. Make ready! You're mine! This will hurt!
Good morning. Or good afternoon where you are, I guess.
You're mine!
And how's your day been going so far? My screen just went blank, so I can't see what's going on. Let's see here. Let's see what I've got to do here. Try to fix this. What did I do to fix this last time? Oh, 2 more hours. I can see one of my screens where the chat's going on here. Let's see here. Oh. Really need to have this screen working. There it goes. All right, looks like it's back now. I think we're good to go. Ooh, get to start a 3-day weekend too. That's great. The stream title too. I wanted to say Endwalker climax. See what awaits us. Oh really? Okay, I'll fix that. It wouldn't let me change the title. There we go, that'll quiet things down a little bit. It wouldn't let me change the title. Figured out they just didn't want me to use the word climax for whatever reason. I just said Endwalker finale instead.
Those who lived festered. Those who died decayed.
You're mine! You're mine! This will hurt. Together we shall overcome. Make ready!
You underestimate me!
Got through that one somehow. Yeah, enjoy your lunch, definitely. Oh, getting the new tombstones too for this one. Causality. Hey, here's a necklace of aiming. That could be good. Yeah, we'll take it. Okay. I guess everything's working okay here. Yeah, I don't know what it is with this camera. My camera looks a little delayed on my OBS here for
And
some
the
reason.
very last of them wish they had never been born at all. In a faraway place, a brilliant star eradicated disease before destroying the selfsame lives it had saved.
I guess I better get out of that. Yeah, that was not a good idea, was it? I I need to pay attention. I'm just not focused there. Thinking about these little problems that have been cropping up here on the system.
My turn.
Its people sought ever greater freedoms no matter the cost.
Make ready.
They tried to buy peace with fire and steel.
Make ready.
More long-forgotten correspondence. Ooh, and a ring of aiming. Well, we're getting lucky on the gear. That's good for our job.
My turn.
You underestimate me!
My turn.
Oh, put me
Be gone! Be gone! Be gone!
well, that's a little bit better. Nice. Okay. Got out of that one.
And when one asked, what is the point? There were none left to answer.
You did it. You killed them all.
Farther still existed a star without strife. Where none remembered life's trials or its joys.
Missing anything there?
What its people had gained from ease, they lost to apathy.
You're mine!
This will hurt. This will hurt.
Be gone!
Last Mercy, Raw Law. Alright, see if we can muddle our way through this one.
So they created the kindest, most gentle of beasts. Its steps were light, and its gift was as painless as it was beautiful. Bathed in its golden glow, they all slept happily ever after.
Together we shall overcome this.
Oh, that was bad. Uh-oh, come on. I gotta heal myself. I'm not gonna survive this, am I? Oh, thank you. Where are you today?
Begone!
Get him. There we go. Oh, man. I got lucky. See what we get here. Necklace of healing. Get anything else here? Doesn't look like it.
That you still stand. Your determination defies all reason. The souls within me writhe and recoil in your presence. What must I do? What pain must I visit upon you to make you surrender to despair?
No one is unbreakable. What pains one may weather may bring another to tears. But therein lies our strength. For when we fall, our brothers and sisters are there to raise us up, again and again, without end.
I see. But no matter how much hope exists, ever will there be more despair. Ever will the living cast the present and lament the future. So shall we sing until life ceases to be.
Seven hells. On your guard.
The rage. It rises. Rises.
Stop! Calm yourself, please.
We die in pain. We die in suffering. Who are you to live? Who are you to hope?
Hold on, my friends.
Oriange, watch out! Alphino!
We cannot comprehend. We cannot know. We cannot know!
Don't, please! Don't do this to them! To yourself!
Just one good strike.
Stop! Please stop!
We will not suffer alone. All will know our pain.
No, you don't!
All awash in ice, a frozen waste, forever silent.
Wait! Don't!
You gifted them escape and rendered yourself powerless. Bereft of the synergy you claim is your strength. Unless you mean to call upon the dead once more. Defiant to the last, but you will be one with us ere long. You will be battered and torn and made to crawl. You will weep and wail and curse your impotence. Curse your life as it fades. As we did. As we died. Such pain and sorrow we felt. Such anguish and rage. We tried. We tried, but it was no use. Only when we surrendered did we find release. Only when we embraced death. So join us in despair and embrace yours. My ultimatum. What is happening?
At the end of everything, I find you, my friend. I sought something in you once, as you did in me. When at last I understood what it was, I journeyed to Sharlayan to seek you out. Struck a bargain with the woman who shares your gift. In exchange for lending the Scions my aid, I was given the means to come hither. Gorging upon what remained of the Mother Crystal, I reclaimed the form of the dragon. And hungry still for our reunion, I roll the light of the stars to you. I take it this is your prey. But why does it still live? Surely it is no match for you. I assumed you would be above something so banal as despair. Am I mistaken?
I don't want your help.
And I'd rather not give it. Nay, I would have preferred that we enjoy a private reunion. So come! Let us dispense with this distraction, you and I!
You struggle in vain. You will not silence our song of oblivion.
Final day. Let's see, I think before we get queued up for that, I'm going to unlock some of our crafting and gathering back in Charlie. And so we've got something to do while we wait for the queue. Don't know how fast we'll be able to get a queue right at this point, but let's head on back to Charlie and see what we did. I think we got started on the gatherers before. It'll just give us something we can do kind of mindlessly while we wait for that queue to pop. All right, let's take a look. I think we did... actually, what I'm planning on doing, Lily, is once I get through all the patches here, I'll be getting my crafters and gatherers up to 90. Making sure they're up to 90 and do the stories that are with them. Then I'll be moving on to different games. Since I'm doing Infinite Undiscovery now on the other days, I'll be picking up another series from Tri-Ace from that one. For Final Fantasy days, I'll be moving on. I'm thinking about just doing the whole series. I'll start at Final Fantasy 1 and just go through the whole bunch. See if I can get trophies for those as well. I might do, bonus streams or extra streams, perhaps over on TikTok in the evenings here anyways. You'll probably be asleep at that time though. Maybe do some Final Fantasy over on TikTok in the evenings my time. But yeah, Final Fantasy 14 won't be a regular thing after I finish this story. Let's see, oh yeah, let's check where we are with Miner. Head over to the studio. Oh, I have to unlock some of this other stuff too, don't I? Oh, we've got the level 80 one here for gatherers, and I'll unlock fishing too, I think. That'll be good for waiting. I've made a list of a few Hainish staples we require to emulate life in Rods at Han, and, well, there are certainly quite a few things you would struggle to procure here in Charlian. There is one in particular which is used to make both vibrant dyes and special spices. Any road, best of luck gathering this in Thavnair. Here we go. We've got some stuff we can collect there. And let's switch to fish up. Grab this one. Could it be? Yes, you must be the gleaner I've heard so much about. Let me get straight to the point. Oh, but where are my manners? Allow me to introduce myself first. My name is Talakatia, and I'm an associate professor in the Faculty of Etherology here. To tell the truth, I'm in a bit of a bind. I'm scheduled to make a major presentation at a conference in the near future, but as ashamed as I am to admit it, I've not been able to get enough data to properly finish my thesis. If I'm unable to prove the worth of my research, then my funding is all but certain to dry up. As you can see, the stakes are high. You have the look of an adept angler about you, am I right? If so, you could be just the person I need. This section here is one I've rented out for my work. Might I interest you in taking a look? Impressive, isn't it? I bet you've never laid eyes on such a fine fish tank before. Sadly, as you can see, it's entirely devoid of fish. Anyhow, I suppose I should tell you about my work. You see, I research water veins. Not just any old ones, mind you, but those that carry ether, not unlike the life stream, or the etheric currents in the wind. Life is naturally drawn to areas abundant in ether, which is why you might observe that popular fishing spots are often also ether-rich. My research focuses in particular on veins which carry especially high concentrations of ether, currents commonly known as spectral currents. Are you perchance familiar with the phenomenon? Can't say I am. Well, that's hardly a surprise. Most people never venture far enough out at sea to where one might encounter them. In any event, the most important point to remember is just how important ether currents are for aquatic life. To look at it the other way, it is possible to identify how strong the local ether currents are by studying the fish and other aquatic life in any given area. And that's where we come full circle. I require specimens of fish from various bodies of water to confirm my hypothesis regarding underwater ether currents. And there's the rub. The areas most worth researching also happen to be the hardest to reach. Of course, I would not be averse to risking the journey myself if only it were not for my condition. And what condition is that? Ah, yes, I suppose I should explain. Put simply, I have long suffered from a particularly nasty case of ether sickness. Why, I can't even use the Ethernet or any sort of teleportation magics. Quite annoying when your work partially depends on such things, to say the least. I know, an etherologist who can't stomach ether. I wouldn't believe it were I not living this nightmare myself. Oh, thought he just couldn't swim? Yeah, I'm not sure. But perhaps you are skeptical. I have an idea. Follow me to the Aetherite Plaza and I'll show you just how bad I've got it. Okay, let's do that then. Ah, there you are. All right, watch closely now. Yeah, I think we do remember that. Ether sickness for sure. Ugh. You see, I'm feeling so queasy, it's all I can do to hold down the contents of my stomach. The whole world is spinning. Someone make it stop. Oh, and add more about the Final Fantasy XIV after this story. I may actually do some Final Fantasy streams where I'm doing stuff like learning to tank, learning to heal for myself anyways. I'm just not sure if I'll do them at different times or something. Probably for my big time here in the morning, I'll be doing something else, but I've got that on my list of things to try at some point. So it could be something I do auxiliary throughout the day sometime too. So yeah, it won't get totally dropped. I just won't be focused so much on Final Fantasy XIV. What is this? Forgive me. Oh, white mage? Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll keep that in mind. Well, there you have it. My condition has manifested itself all over the ground for you. I say, Talaka, are you quite all right? Professor Nella, I see your condition's as bad as ever. One would think you'd avoid a place like this. And you? Ah, are you perchance assisting Talaka with his research? I guess I am. The boy may suffer from terrible ether sickness, but as a scholar, he has as much potential as anyone I've seen. You develop an eye for these things when you've been in academia for as long as I have. But I must be on my way. I very much look forward to reading your finished thesis, Talaka. Did I mention that I don't handle pressure particularly well? I've barely written the introduction to my paper, and Professor Nell is already selling it up to his peers. How can I possibly live up to his expectations? You just wanted to say that. Why is he so masochistic? Yeah, as to demonstrate his condition, instead of just telling us. Right. I know, that's kind of crazy. Incidentally, Professor Anella is one of the leading authorities in the world of etherology. Some would even say he's the equal of Master Matoya, and for some reason he seems to have taken a liking to me. He's the one who pushed for the school to allow me to form my own research team, as the first and trial phase of a program to support young scholars. Otherwise, a humble associate professor such as myself would never be able to conduct such an ambitious project. And yet, I run the risk of losing everything if I don't turn my potential into actual results at the upcoming conference. Not only would my own research team be disbanded, but there's a high likelihood that Professor Nulla's program would be terminated, meaning that no other young scholar would ever again receive the opportunity I did. The very future of the studium is at stake. Part of me wishes I could just drink my worries away. Sadly, I handle alcohol about as well as I handle ether. I may not be good at dealing with ether or pressure, but one thing is certain. For Professor Nulla's sake, I must not fail. I cannot. Okay. And so I beg of you, pray help me. There is no one else to whom I can turn. Leave it to me. Thank you. Oh, thank you. You are a shining beacon of hope for all young scholars here in Charlian. Now, let us head back to Searcher's Meet so we can get to the task. I shall meet you back at my office. I may unlock one of the crafters stories too. And I've got something I can go gather and craft while we wait for cues too, if I run out of stuff to do. And I was just compiling a list of fish that I'll be needing for my research. Let me know when you're ready to get fishing. I'll fill you in on exactly what I would ask you to do. Sounds like a plan. All right then, shall we get started? To review, I require samples of aquatic life from various bodies of water that I might analyze them and ascertain the current state of the respective region's underwater ether currents. Before I send you off to far-flung locales, I'd like to gather data from somewhere nearby. Collecting samples from a stable, controlled environment like Labyrinthus should give me a good basis with which to compare any future findings. To that end, I'd like to ask you to catch me some giant ether lice, and a fair share of them to ensure a representative sample size. According to my preliminary research, they swim in abundance near the phreatic conduit and have a noted fondness for gold salmon roe. I don't think I've collected any gold salmon roe. Probably haven't bought any of the new bait for this one yet. That's not what I wanted to do. Purchase items, there we go. There's some gold salmon roe, and I haven't stashed any anywhere, so we'll get a stack of that. All right, and then let's see, next, it doesn't matter. Let's pick maybe carpenter. Go unlock that story. And that should be enough stories, I think, that we can go with for now while we wait for the queue. I just don't want to get to a point where I have to skip any of these crafter stories because the queue pops on me, so I'd rather get them done ahead of time here. At least get them started. Dear, oh dear, if only he were here to help. Who'd that be? Yep, goodness me, you gave me quite the scare. Do I know you? I must apologize. As you've likely already gathered, I am rather easily startled. Is aught amiss? Ah, yes. You see, I, Jude, belong to the Faculty of Astronomy and am enlisted in the Classical Astronomers Association. Despite the name, I am the sole member. Until this last year, we were far more in number, but the other students graduated just as I joined. Why remain a part of an association that, but for my efforts, is obsolete, you might ask? The reason is quite simple. I thought it would allow me free access to their telescope. Recently, however, the Faculty of Astronomy and all its constituents, the Classical Astronomers Association included, have been urged by the Forum to contribute to a national project. As a result, I am unable to use the telescope at my own discretion. If only my problems ended there. After I had taken over the association's activities, I came to learn the telescope was not only old, but in a state of total disrepair. I have, of course, since attempted to have it repaired, but no craftsman is willing to accept my request. Impatience has led me to attempt to restore it myself. All I've accomplished is making the situation worse, beyond recovery even. My apologies, I've started to ramble. So, you're a craftsman that's been sent by Chi Aliapo? Yep. I am terribly sorry. Despite having come all this way, there is no longer any telescope to restore. Let's make a new one. Yeah, why not just make a new one? Indeed, the possibility had not even crossed my mind. Seriously? Oh, what I wouldn't give for one of those new lenses I've heard so much about. Their precision and clarity is said to be without peer, but the funding required would be astronomical. Perhaps if we forego the latest and greatest in telescope components, the modest budget I've received from the association may suffice to make one. I best get to work then. Numenon will no doubt have a plethora of information on the subject of crafting telescopes. While I have an acute fear of crowded places, my desire to look upon the stars is enough to see me through the task. Or so I hope. Jude rushes off. His last words still ringing in your head, you take off in the direction of Numenon after him. Alright, I kind of figured we would. Oh, Jude, where are you? Oh, you're here to lend me a hand in searching for the necessary tomes? Thank you. Only one other person has ever extended to me such kindness. 87.96% of those I've encountered have approached me, words dripping with honey, looking only to take advantage of my purse strings. But enough about that. Somewhere among these tomes are documents detailing the intricacies of telescopes. Let us split up and search for them. Please, should you find any relevant documents, bring them to me. All right. A history of observatories. That must be one. An encyclopedia of astronomical telescopes. An astronomer's comprehensive overview of the star lens. Here, Jude, this should do. Did you stumble across any leads? Yeah, look at these books. To think that you've managed to find 3 whole tomes. Excellent work. Let's have a look, shall we? A history of observatories. This appears to be all about observatories and the massive telescopes they boast. While the content contained within these pages is near perfect, to create the telescope detailed here would require a budget on par with a national project. Let us now take a look at the Encyclopedia of Astronomical Telescopes. What a treasure of a tome! It outlines the entirety of how telescopes are made, down to the smallest of details. Unfortunately, we have only enough gil to cover a fraction of the cost of the parts listed here. Let us see what this last one has to offer. An astronomer's comprehensive overview of the star lens, huh? Star lens? I've never heard of such a thing. According to this, it is an ancient tool used by astronomers to read the stars and can be produced at a reasonable cost. But what good would such an ancient tool accomplish in today's world of astronomy and optics? It doesn't even use a lens. Then again, it is within my means. Might I ask you to craft one for me? While I can only offer you the meager stipend our association receives from the studium in exchange, I hope you'd consider it. Sure, I can do that. You have my sincerest of thanks. Now then, there is little time to waste. I have already requested to use the space, so let us make our way to the workshop. Guess I could use sprint to speed things along a little bit. According to my calculations, we should have just enough in the way of funds to craft a star lens. The question that remains, however, is if it will be powerful enough to aid me in my pursuit. If only he were here. If it isn't Jude, you're looking gloomy as ever. Who's there? Oh, it's you, Jeromere. Have you finally decided to join the Faculty of Astronomy? I know not to which Jeromere you're referring, but this one shines brighter than any of those so-called stars you gaze upon. You're the only Jeromere I know. You should know that, seeing as we've been friends since childhood. Jude, I'm terribly disappointed. 10 whole years have passed since we first met. I had thought you'd grow out of it eventually, yet you insist on immersing yourself in this tedious, unrewarding work. We are pupils of the studium. It is all but blasphemy to whittle away the best of your years, nose stuck between dusty old tomes. Now, why don't you set aside your wayward aspirations and join me in the Faculty of Literature? We might even be able to fetch you a decent-looking bride. I've recently joined the Poetry Lovers Club. We speak on love and life whilst sipping the finest of teas. Does that not sound pleasurable to you? Jeromere, was it not you who introduced me to the wonders of astronomy? What made you lose interest in the subject? That is neither here nor there. I'm simply worried you're wasting away here all on your own. Just promise me you'll think on it, all right? Was that your friend? I must apologize for not introducing you. That was Jeromere, a childhood friend of mine. Ever since I could remember, we would spend our nights together gazing up at the stars. It was a decade ago when it happened. The two of us took part in an astronomer's workshop. One night, when we were looking up at the night sky, we spotted a mysterious blue light. Concluding it was an unidentified celestial body, we immediately notified the studium's Faculty of Astronomy. No matter how much they searched, they were unable to find the light we had seen. In the end, the studium chalked it up to the ramblings of imaginative schoolchildren. Out of sheer frustration, we decided to join the Faculty of Astronomy, vowing to one another that we'd one day rediscover the azure body we saw that day. Jeromere, being a summer older than I, enrolled first. When I finally entered, it was as though he were a different person, all vestiges of the old Jeromere and the promise we made one another forgotten. I joined this faculty hoping to fulfill our dream of the decade prior, yet, ever timid and easily cowed, I do not see how I will accomplish this alone. It was Jeromere always leading the way. Without him, I am lost. You've got me. You are right. With your help, perhaps there is still hope. I do not know what I can do or how far I will get, but I must at least try. Thank you very much. You've done so much for me already, but I have yet to even ask your name. Anne, I am looking forward to working with you. And let us waste no time in getting to work. I would like to ask you to craft Starlin's braces. They are arguably the most important pieces. Okay. Alright, that's good. Let's go ahead and get queued up here. Oops, not duty support. So used to doing that. Alright, the final day. Average time maybe 16 minutes. And let's see, what do we do first? Let's go fishing first, I guess. And go get us some ether lice, giant ether lice. Now, what do we got for, there's an identical cast. There it is, yep. Alright, let's give it a shot here. And we should just need 6 of those, I believe. Okay. Now let's do identical cast and get a second one, hopefully. A big one. I'll take that. Maybe we can turn that in something. Oh, fish gets away. Here, fishy, 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 fishy. Here's another. Alright, let's identical cast that one. That should be 4 now, as long as they're at least the minimum. I hope they're at least the minimum collectability needed. We'll see. If we have to catch another 1 or 2, then we'll just do that. We've also got our melee DPS quest, the quest line that we have to do too. Here's another ether louse. Alright, identical cast, and that'll be 6 if we can catch this last one. And we're at 15 minutes into the queue now. Have you had any luck catching those lice? If not, I suggest heading to the phreatic conduit with some gold salmon roe in your tackle box. That is what you fishers call it, yes? Oh, I'll be unable to accept all of the scripts. Script exchange here. Let's see. Let's buy some materia, maybe. Perception. Oh, actually, oh man, I need to be buying stuff so I could buy those books. Ah, thank you for the hydrate. We need to do that. Thank you so much. Yeah, I should be buying those, whatever those coupons are that I get, and I need like, what, 15 or 16 of them per book. Well, maybe I'll remember that for the next time. Yeah, there we go. Now this is a remarkable catch. Impressive specimens like these will give me even more quality data. I can't thank you enough. Thanks to your efforts, I've been able to compile a full set of reference data. Now, we can finally get started on spots further afield. But before that, I haven't yet explained my research to you in detail, have I? Simply put, there's a certain hypothesis I want to prove. In my studies over the years, I have come to believe that much like the tide ebbs and flows with the phases of the moon, so too do the underwater ether currents that cover our entire planet. When the concentration of ether in any given current changes, aquatic life in the area grows more or less abundant, which ultimately affects the currents of the ocean itself. My hope is that, if I can prove this and accurately predict these changes, we might theoretically identify the best times for fishing and even know when it's safest to navigate the seas. Needless to say, it would be a major breakthrough, and I'm one step closer to realizing it all, thanks to you. Ah, Talaka, it looks like your research is progressing well. Professor Nulla, I heard that your friend here had started gathering samples for you, so I brought a few choice tomes with me that might serve to point you in the right direction. As always, you are too kind, Professor. I can't thank you enough. Don't mention it. When the time comes that your research bears fruit, that will be all the thanks I need. Your mind for developing compelling hypotheses has always impressed me. You lacked only for a skilled gleaner to help you overcome the limits of your affliction. I will be watching this new partnership of yours with great interest. Phew, why, that actually wasn't so bad. Just having you around has already taken a huge weight off my shoulders. Up until now, Professor Nulla's confidence in me only made me feel pressured to deliver something that I wasn't even sure I was capable of. But now I finally started to make some tangible progress, and it's all because of you. For the first time, I feel like I may have a bright future in academia after all. Awesome. Yes, I have a feeling everything is going to go swimmingly, no pun intended, as long as you're by my side. I'm now a dependable fisher. And we've got to get to 83 before we can do that one. Well, we've got a couple tanks with us in the queue, and I'm still the only DPS showing there. We're coming up on 22 minutes into the queue. Let's head back over to, I don't know, let's head back to Ul'dah. I want to check the collectibles. See if I can give these top minnows to them. That would be handy. I think I can. How about that? All right. Hey, that gets us to 83 too. Nice. And I need Hainish staples for my gatherers. And I should do botanist. Try to get some experience for that. Oh, there it is. In Thavnair, that's going to be up. Northwest of Palakistan. Looks good. Uh, 95%, huh? Okay, let's see what happens here. was good for 3 maxed out. 3 maxed out collectabilities there. Oh, but I had a 5% chance of failing. I should have done my field mastery for that one. Oh well. Yeah, let's see if we can get at least minimum. All right, that didn't reduce my integrity. Oh, just barely not enough. Oh, I could have done that. Oh well. And just need one more. Could have gotten another 1,000, but that's all right. Alright, that should do that, I guess. Still got 2 tanks and me in the queue. We're at coming up on 27 minutes now. What fine specimens you found, and so vibrant. Yes, these will be most helpful indeed. Thank you. These leaves are desiccated before being turned into spices. They're commonly found in Hanish cooking, as you might expect, but alchemists there also use them to fashion various medicinal tinctures. Alright, they take the items from me. Oh, makes her feel like dancing, I guess. Most colorful, would you not agree? Alas, one would surely freeze to death wearing these clothes in Charlian for very long. And while their cuisine is quite delectable, I must say it is rather spicy for my own palate. Perhaps their love for spices developed out of necessity. A fine hypothesis indeed, Hinageshi. Food is prone to expire all too quickly in climes such as Radzit Hans. Copious use of spices not only helps to increase one's appetite, it also masks any unpleasant odors that may come from food on the brink of spoiling. And with spoiling food comes the risk of harmful bacteria, a likely reason for the region's struggles with sickness over the years. I can think of no better catalyst to spur innovation in medicine through the mastery of alchemy. This, for example, a tonic to raise the body's core temperature to protect from the cold. Resourceful as always. Thank you, Professor. Returning to their penchant for colorful hues, I believe I understand their reasoning for that as well. Simply put, primary colors stand out even under the unrelenting rays of the sun. Hence, everything from their buildings to their bracelets are made in bold primary colors. And each color represents different concepts. Red, for example, represents fire. Its close relative orange represents the spiritual fire that rages within one's soul, the very source of life itself. This is why they believe orange to be an auspicious color for would-be mothers and the like. Would-be. Okay. You don't say. My, that is good to know, Professor. What else can you tell us of Radz-at-Han? Oh, plenty, but I find experience to be the better teacher. So come, let us live as the Hanush do, and I am sure we will happen upon countless discoveries. Well, this is all going rather swimmingly. I had hoped this research might bring us closer together, but I never dreamed we would end up living together. Of course, it would not have been possible without your help, and for that you have my thanks. My pleasure. I am now a fledgling matchmaker. Alright, and then let's see, to craft these other ones here. Darlin sprays. We need some lignum vitae lumber. We've got 2 on a retainer if we went back to our home world, but we can't do that right now. Alright, queue's at more than 30 minutes now, and I've lost the tanks that were hanging out. Alright, let's see, lignum vitae, we need 6, so about 24 of those. Oh, there we go. What did I say? 6 times 4, or 24. 24-ish. I'll grab a map to sell, I guess, too. And let's see, next we need some dwarven cotton, which takes some thread, which uses cotton balls, which we don't have any, so 24 of those as well. sea swallow leather. I need to make 5 more of those. Plenty of alumen. At least 19 more sea swallow skins. Let's see. I'll just take this 23, I guess. There we go. All right, let's change our character back here. And here we are. Here we go. I hope if everybody chooses to go here, we'll see. One DPS remaining, come on. Ah, that figures. Give it a few moments and maybe it'll trigger again. That's always disappointing when you've been waiting so long and then finally get it and then, oh, somebody doesn't acknowledge. There we go. See if this one will go. Well, there's everybody except one DPS again. See if they will. There it goes. All right, here we go. Let's give it a shot.
You will never reach it. Will never reach the deliverance you seek.
All right, let's see who we get here.
Our hunt ends this day. There is nowhere you can flee that we cannot follow.
Even stars must die.
I can't see because of that. Well, that sucks.
We have seen the end. Again and again. If there is no happiness in life, there is only one place it may be found.
Alright, come on, let's do it. Do it, do it, do it.
Oblivion.
There they go.
Dynamis. No matter. You only delay the inevitable. This is fate. Your time has come. It always does. What is this defiance? No! The hatred, the pain, the loss. We cannot suffer it again.
We will stand against fate!
No matter the cost!
We've been here before. Many a time.
Thus do we know.
To never give up.
The hope will shine again!
What I saw.
Yay!
If this was not the answer,
Oh my gosh, yes.
then what is it? Where lies happiness?
No matter where we flew, there was only darkness and loneliness and pain. We couldn't find the answers Hermes yearned for. The answers he deserved. Greetings, you who are my final encounter. I wish to hear your words, share your feelings, know your thoughts. May we please be friends? Yes, I can see them. The memories of a long, long journey. So many people. The thoughts of them overflowing in your heart. What they live for. What gives their lives meaning. There was never a single answer. You gather pieces of happiness, precious and fragile, only to lose them. Then start again. On and on it goes, until death takes you into its gentle embrace. That which Hermes sent us to find was there all this time. On Atheris.
We created it together.
Like a field of flowers, perhaps. At first a single blossom. It spreads and takes on more colors. Thank you for guiding me here. To find these words at journey's end fills me with joy. And so, before I fall forever silent, there is one thing I must do. No expression of regret will undo what my sisters and I have done, or restore what we have stolen. But if you would allow it, I would sing one last song. A song of the newfound joy that swells in my heart. Of the beauty of light when it shines across a dark and starless sea. Of a dream that from the soil of worlds now lost to sorrow, life will spring forth once more. Nourished by gentle rains and caressed by uplifting winds. A song of hope. One day, life will fill the universe again, and Hermes will see this and smile. How, I do not know, but I do know that where there is a will, there is a way. After all, miracles happen every day, do they not? I will create a path back to your ship, where your dear friends await. Hold in your heart your desire to return to them, then follow my lead and walk forth. That hope will surely guide you true.
Yeah, I guess we can trust her again since she's turned blue again.
You mean to return to the world where you are hailed as a hero. Hear me then. Not as a hero, but as simply You. As I learned in Alamigo, you are a formidable foe. Stronger than any I have faced. Against you, I need bring my all to bear. I need burn through the candle of my life. This is the sole pleasure I know. And it is the sole pleasure I have to share. And so I come before you, to issue challenge, and offer singular bliss. If you wish to walk away, I will not stop you. You value life. You do not burn yours save for reasons you deem worthy. Reasons such as those which brought you here. The salvation of a world and its people. The motives of a hero true. But there is more to you than that. You know this to be true. As surely as you know the thrill of pushing your body and soul to their limits. Of confronting ever mightier foes, dancing ever closer to the precipice, wondering if this will be the one to finally fill the void. Such pleasures you seek for their own sake, and no other reason. Is this not so, adventurer?
Ah, he said my name. I've had enough of you. It ends here.
Ha! Finally mustered the desire to kill me, have you? Go on then. Try and strike me down in this forsaken place. I shall return the favor. Aye! Let us indulge in the only worthwhile pursuit and burn our lives to their ends!
Okay, if we must. All right, let's see here.
Hold nothing back! Push yourself to your limit and me to mine! Is this truly the best Heideland's chosen can master?
Stay out of the water for that. And Hellfire, how about get in the water?
Show me your vaunted fortitude. Soon you will know the full extent of my power.
Not sure.
Mine for the taking! Mine for the taking!
Over here, ladies.
A test of your reflexes! A test of your reflexes! Mine for the taking!
Why can't it move? The controller didn't let me move there for a bit. Diamond dust. Good there.
A test of your reflexes! A test of your reflexes! Mine for the taking! Mine for the taking!
And more diamond dust.
A test of your reflexes!
on over here, buddy.
A test of your reflexes!
Mashing the button. I swear I'm pressing the button there.
Mine for the taking!
And diamond dust.
A test of your reflexes!
Ouch. That was bad. Almost lost it right there at the end.
Ah, my soul! How it burns!
Alright, next phase. Come on.
I know you feel it too. The inferno swelling within you. Come! Let all creation be consumed by our ravenous fervor!
Yeah, let's do our further.
Do not tell me your life's fire is already spent. Yes, yes! Rise once more! It mustn't end yet! A test of your reflexes! I have you!
You think?
A test of your reflexes! Show me your vaunted fortitude! A test of your reflexes! I have you! Mine for the taking!
Oh, not this again.
A test of your reflexes! you! A test of your reflexes! Show me your vaunted fortitude. Mine for the taking! I have you!
Hold on here. Do it.
Mine for the taking!
There we go. Get him.
No, not yet. Not until the last of me is
Not
spent.
until the last is spent.
There!
Okay, wail on me some
Now
more.
This is my moment! Our moment!
Oh, good, got it. I was worried that those button mashes were getting intermittent. It's a slugfest. Yeah, this is a really interesting fight. It's a great fight for this game. Yay!
That I should lose again. How disappointing.
Oh
Never
yeah,
have I
this.
understood those around me. Understood their obsessions.
Yeah, I agree. This is definitely the best finale for any expansion so far.
Besieged by their banality, the world is a mire of tedium and trivialities. But in these fleeting moments, there is a spark. Blinding, brilliant. Gone too soon. What of you, my mirror? Born into this world, bestowed name, bid to seek out strife and adventure. Was this life a gift or a burden? Did you find fulfillment?
Can you hear? Safe. Must tend to. Open your. Please.
Someone, and
Please.
you can't leave us! Not like this! If you do, I'll never forgive you! So come on! Open your eyes and get up!
I can pick that one out, I think.
Are you Are you with us?
I think so.
Oh, thank the heavens. For a moment we thought...
Is everyone all right?
After what you've done, you're the last person to be asking that. You... How can you keep your promise if you're not here?
Another fine show you've put on, my friend.
A fine show indeed. What were you thinking? Fighting alone? Never do that again. My poor heart couldn't bear it.
Put yourself in our place. If you hadn't returned, how do you think we would feel? And if that sounds harsh, it's because we care.
We tended to thy wounds as best we could.
Oh, yeah.
But how is the pain?
Certainly emotional.
That is gladdening. Grievous as thine injuries were, however, I would counsel repose for a time.
Gladdening! There's nothing gladdening about this. When Meteion appeared in here and told us that you were right behind her, we all got our hopes up. But you never came. And when you finally deign to appear, you're within an ilm of your life. Damn you! Damn you for making us worry!
I saw we.
Oh, those were cries of celebration! Anyway, well, the important thing is that you're all alive and in reasonably good health, and we mean to get you back that way. As for your earlier request, I'm quite certain we're in range to make contact now.
Ah, excellent. Let us announce our return at once.
Yeah, she needs a hug.
I hope you're ready.
While you were unconscious, we set out from Ultima Thule, you see. Can you stand? If so, you may wish to see what's outside. We're home, my friend. We're home.
We're just taking a tour over all the major places that we visited, huh? Oh, I bet. Yeah, I bet you did.
Is that?
The ending of any of these expansions is just...
It's the Ragnarok! They're back!
It's such an accomplishment overall.
Thank heavens.
Truly.
They've done it!
Welcome home.
Ah! Yes!
Well, that's a good idea, Lily. Yeah, using the screenshot folder for the desktop background.
Welcome home, everyone! Welcome home!
Actual credit roll. And I think I will just go ahead and skip this part here. Yay, my own credit.
Dearest Mother, Dearest father, this letter will be the very last that I write to you from the Rising Stones. As I commit these words to parchment, I fondly recall my journey as a scion. From the time I first walked into the Order's former halls, to the time I set forth to forestall the final days. At the farthest reaches of the Sea of Stars, we fought the battle of our lives. Fought against despair itself, a veritable maelstrom of it fed by the resignation that dwelled in the hearts of beings not so unlike ourselves. Full oft have I harbored the same malaise. Have I been brought to my knees, crushed by the weight of sorrow and defeat, convinced that I will never rise again. However, I have also known many moments of unbridled joy and happiness. By this truth do I find hope within, blooming resplendent, like the Elpis flower. And thus do I endure. Do I look forward to creating more memories with my friends and loved ones. For from these fertile seeds, yet more hope shall spring forth. And they will grow to become shining lights that illuminate the dark. Thus believing, I leave the rising stones behind, as will my comrades. For, as we have decided, after careful deliberation, we are disbanding the Scions of the Seventh Dawn.
There you are, Alphino. Everyone is already gathered in the foyer.
My apologies. I'll be right there. At least, that is what the story will be. Sorry to keep you all waiting.
What could you possibly have left to do now?
Oh, just a letter.
I imagine it will be a while before we can gather like this again.
So it must be, if we're to keep up appearances. From now on, it falls to the Grand Company of Eorzea and its allies to deal with the realm's crises.
Meanwhile, we shall return to our erstwhile ways. Retreating from plain sight to take our place in the shadows once more.
Indeed. For the foreseeable future, I expect that we must work independently as we seek out problems that want for solving. But a day will come when we face another great challenge, and we will face it together, as we always have.
As much as I look forward to that day, I do hope it doesn't come anytime soon.
Well, formal association or no, if any of you should require my services, you need but ask. I'll be glad to keep my lance arm honed.
I'll hold you to that. So you had better keep your link pearl on hand.
So you really mean to stay, Tataru?
Oh, someone has to keep the Rising Stones in proper order. And even a super-secret organization requires a super-secret base of operations. To the rest of the world, it will be naught more than a workshop for Eorzea's foremost up-and-coming artisan. If you thought our coffers were full to bursting before, just wait till I can devote myself wholly to the crafts.
Plotting to build a mercantile empire to rival that of Lord Lodorito, are we?
I, for one, look forward to your future successes, Tataru. As do I our next meeting.
And with that, I believe it is past time you all made ready to depart. Leave no preparations undone or words unsaid, all right? Now, off with you.
Let's see what we got going on here. 6 folks to talk to. Oh, Anne, how are you feeling? Any lingering aches or pains? I can't apologize enough for sending Xenos to find you in Ultima Thule. When he came to me in Sharlayan, I was truly torn. As ever, there was only one thing on his mind. Forced to make a decision, I reasoned that if he would not be deterred from seeking you out, he might at least aid us in our cause, and so I struck a bargain. In the end, he was true to his word, and you defeated him despite your earlier exertions. But knowing the state you were found in, it could have ended very differently. My decision almost cost you your life, and no words could express the remorse I feel. It worked out. You did the right thing. It is a relief to hear you say that. Thank you. Time and time again, I've been made to feel woefully inadequate. I wasn't much use in battle, nor could I face the Forum without my nerves getting the better of me. It always fell to you and the others. I must and will do better. And I shall begin with the restoration of the students of Baldesion. Through our work, Sharlayan will strengthen its ties with other nations that we may be better prepared to face whatever threats arise in the future. Of course, this isn't something I can accomplish alone, but thankfully, I have the staunchest of help in Raha and Ojika and our other remaining members. Together, we'll continue Grandfather's work. As before, certain commissions will take us to dangerous locales, and we may need to call upon seasoned adventurers. In such times, might you be willing to assist us? Not because you feel obliged, mind you, but because you feel allure for the task itself. Certainly, count me in. Marvelous. Should something of interest arise, I shan't hesitate to reach out to you. Until that day, I shall endeavor to become a more dependable comrade. Oh, Anne, pray forgive me for delaying the gathering. I was writing a letter, you see, to my parents. As busy as Father has been tending the aftermath of the Exodus, he has been good enough to show concern for the Scions. And besides, I've made them worry enough for a lifetime. Henceforth, I will endeavor to write as often as I am able. A little effort to set their minds at ease while we continue to be away from Sharlayan. Both Alice and I are off to assist with Garlemald's recovery, you see. Though uncertainty remains over what will become of the nation, we cannot well leave the capital in its present state. We will rejoin those members of the Ilsabard contingent still stationed there. Lucia and Maxima helm the relief effort with support from our allies, the people of Garlemald among them. They will gradually be joined by those who have finished treating the tempered across the lands. Lest you misunderstand, we do not seek redemption for failing Licinia and her sister. That is a burden we must always bear. Nay, we go because of the truth in Lord Quintus's words. The truth that whatever ideals individuals may espouse, nations are not moved to action unless they stand to benefit. For the foreseeable future, the fallen empire will be at the mercy of both internal and external forces. And though I do not doubt the intentions of the contingent, with greater powers involved in the relief effort, our allies may well find themselves drawn into a political agenda. In going, we seek to ensure that the needs of the people come first, to understand their hearts, that we might better help them to begin anew. I'll visit when I can. By all means, full glad would I be for your visit, and I believe I speak for Alice as well. For fairly as long as I've been in Eorzea, you've been at my side, watching over me in good times and in bad. How many times have we gathered to share tidings? None could possibly keep count. The world is changing and will continue to do so, yet no matter what the future brings, I hope that I can ever look to you, in good times and in bad, as a dependable comrade and dear friend both. Thank you, Anne, from the bottom of my heart. Anne, seen to your preparations, have you? I'm just making another sweep of my belongings. Wouldn't do to find I've forgotten something halfway to my destination. Oh, in case you hadn't heard, we've received new reports detailing the devastation caused by the final days. It appears the situation is gravest in the lands surrounding the Bounty, where the sky first began to burn. After that, the calamity was observed in the far north, in Garlemald and the frozen lands beyond. We also had reports of the heavens catching fire in isolated locations, one of which was an area in the northern Empty. Had our quest taken any longer, Sharlayan too may have come under threat. Thank goodness it's over now. To be sure, blasphemies and lesser beasts may still be roaming about, but these localized crises should be well within the capabilities of each nation to handle on their own. The Scions are no longer needed. Which isn't to say that we won't help out where we can, of course. As individuals, no more of this order business. For my part, I'll be heading to Garlemald with Alphino. They were among the worst affected and still need all the help they can get. It won't be easy. An inevitable part of aiding those in need is coming face to face with tragedy. Knowing it doesn't make it any easier, though. That I'll curse my weakness, my inability to fix every problem and save every lost soul. But no matter how much it hurts, I won't give up. I'll do what I can for as many people as I can, begrudging no effort. And should I find myself discouraged, I'll remember you. Think back fondly to one of your many moments of triumph and the accompanying determined expression. Even those that still annoy me in retrospect, like when you activated the teleporter without warning. And should you hear about me, I want you to remember too. Remember that I'm out there somewhere, trying my very best. I'll look forward to hearing all about the legendary Alice Levelier. Not that I'm trying to become famous or anything. That being said, the next time we meet, I'll be vastly improved, so don't be surprised when you find yourself marveling at me. And thou hast spoken with our comrades? Though this parting be not forevermore, 'tis nonetheless occasion for sorrow. Akin to a pixie's path, the navigation of such farewells is a perilous endeavor indeed. For their part, however, the Loporrits embark upon a new beginning. Though bereft of its purpose as a vessel, the moon yet remaineth hospitable for the creatures of Aetheris. Thus do our lunar visitors convene with the Forum, intent upon assigning some new and beneficial role to our solitary satellite. Yet, ere that may come to pass, there is much and more each party must learn of the other, a process which doth promise to be eventful indeed. To that end, a cadre of Loporrits hath gleefully dispersed across our lands in the name of mutual understanding. Eidolon, 'tis said, did imbue them with her love for all things born of this star. And 'tis Vanna's own nature, I believe, which doth manifest in this irrepressible, inexhaustible curiosity of theirs. Having witnessed that which they strove to achieve, I wish most keenly for their long labors to be rewarded, that their abiding affection for man result in a boon for all. Moreover, I hope to continue our acquaintance and share in such knowledge as they see fit to impart. You are the first to truly understand them. Dost thou think so? The Loporrits are certainly possessed of a unique outlook, and it hath been my pleasure to act as their facilitator upon this star. Mayhap I might yet serve as a bridge betwixt them and our fellow man, as Moonbrita once did for me. But I shall digress no further. This day should belong to the scions of the seventh dawn, to mine incomparable companions. Ofttimes hath mine reticence caused thee grief, and mine actions spurred allies to suspect betrayal. And yet, here amongst you I still stand. No amount of words could express my gratitude for thine acceptance and forgiveness. Thus instead I do proffer my humble support. be it unto the deepest abyss or the highest heavens, even if I must needs founder across stormy seas, ever shall I answer thy summons. Thanks, bud. Ah, our champion and savior. I was beginning to think my chance for an audience would never come. That sounded more amusing in my head. Speaking of heads, I was worried about yours, and the rest of you for that matter. On the mend, I trust? Yeah, we're good. Glad to hear it. You were in a bad way, and healing magics or no, I'm impressed by how swiftly you've recovered. Then again, 'tis hardly the first time you've cheated death. Your strength of will has never failed to astonish me. Look at what you've accomplished. Median defeated, her song of oblivion cut short, the source and all her reflections delivered from the final days. If you had faltered at the last, then all hope would have been lost, but you held fast. Now Reen has a tomorrow to look forward to, and I could ask for no greater gift than that. As for a lesser gift, however, the next time you see her, I would appreciate you not describing my travel plans with Urianger as aimless wandering. We've a purpose in our roaming, after all, keeping an eye on things in the absence of the scions on the world stage. There'll never be an end to the little problems that go untended by nations. We will do our best to help out where and when we can. Which I suppose is an approach not far removed from aimless wandering when you get down to it. Perhaps you could tell her I am faring well and leave it at that, eh? No need to mention this feeling of being uprooted. I've never been one to stand still for long, but when I think of home, 'tis the rising stones which comes to mind. How many times have we set out from this base, thence to return when our work was done? On the day the scions came together, I only hoped for Menphilia to find a place where she belonged, but never did I expect to find one here for myself. Indulge me, Anne. I have a question for you, and imagine Menphilia herself is asking. Are you glad you joined the Scions? The best decision I've ever made. I can honestly say the same. But all good things must come to an end, at least for a time. So you need a helping hand for infiltration or reconnaissance, you know who to ask. I'll come running, and you'll likely get a certain funny-talking fortune teller into the bargain. Thank you, too. A staring contest? If you have something to say, then out with it. Just worried how you'll earn your keep now. You talk as if the Scion's disillusion was more than mere pretense. There may be fewer calls to action, but we should be compensated as before. Why are you so concerned for me anyway? In any case, I do not want for options, even if some are worse than others. No sooner did Emmerich hear about our disbandment than he offered me a position as a guardsman in the Imperium district. As a former Azure Dragoon, I'm guaranteed to be popular, he said. Who does he take me for? Even without his meddling, I'm perfectly capable of finding employment. And have. Some days ago, a Hannish envoy arrived with word from Vritra. The worm requests my presence as soon as things have settled here. He didn't deign to mention why I'm needed, but it pertains to dragons like as not. In Thavnir, like elsewhere, the phenomena caused by the final days abated when you defeated Medion. Though it was too late for those who had already transformed, life is beginning to return to normal for the survivors. Of those who sought refuge in Sharlayan, most have already returned home. But many do not have a home to return to, nor loved ones. By an arrangement between Vritra and the Forum, such souls may remain in Sharlayan if they wish, to work and study. Vritra was always the satrap in truth. It's gratifying to see him become one in name as well. One who has the complete confidence of his people, if the envoy's tone was any indication. I often find myself speaking favorably of dragons of late. Not so long ago I would have assumed his benevolence hid ulterior motives, but 'tis clear he cares for his people, and they in turn revere him. To know such a nation may flourish is comforting. Vritra's kin sought release from conflict. So weary were they of the suffering it wrought, they surrendered to oblivion. But Midgardsormr didn't give up. In hope, he made the journey to distant Aetheris with his clutch of eggs. And though his progeny went on to be embroiled in conflict with men, there were times when they transcended hatred to abide in harmony. That is their legacy and their triumph. In my lance, I feel the weight of their struggle and the strength of their resolve, and it lends me strength. These things I might never have learned had I not joined you. Should you ever have need of me, I will come. At the very least, it might be an opportunity to earn coin. Absolutely. Thanks, Justinian. And 2 more. Oh, are we saying our farewells too? I hadn't at present planned on a journey of any great length. Not that I am averse to a moment or two of quiet reminiscence. In fact, there was something I'd been meaning to ask you, something that has been in my thoughts since the last flames of the final days subsided. Ask away. During our travels, we have witnessed more than a lifetime's worth of oddities and spectacles, more than can be easily recalled or remembered. And nestled amongst those memories are certain essential facts: the history of Aetheris and the ancients, glimpses of the Ea, of their culture and philosophy. Rather than simply hoard such treasures in my mind, I wonder if I should not be disseminating them in formal records for wider consumption. When needed, I have penned reports and prepared briefings, but ever have I balked at the idea of binding the subject of my studies in a book or tablet. Truth is given shape and interpretation. When we seek to capture it with our words, it is invariably molded to fit a narrative, no matter how well-intentioned the rendering. An event is described as sad, a summation which fails to express the emotional complexity, yet the word on the page is what endures, a pale shadow of reality. Throughout history, some have deliberately embellished the truth, but I believe many, if not most, deviations are the result of similar linguistic shortcomings, piling one upon the other until the end result is unrecognizable from its origin. Which is why I fear that writing an account in my own words would be akin to diluting fine wine with water. Yet, even with the potential for corrupted meaning, I do of course realize the importance of keeping written records. Without them, my search for wisdom would be a painful affair indeed. But what say you on this matter? Should I take up the quill? reflect upon those experiences only we have shared and seek to preserve them for posterity? Aye, let them be read and remembered. Very well then. I shall endeavor to pen what I can of the Ea and the Ancients, and of so many other wonders. But I am no scribe. It will be less a polished work and more a reordering of scattered notes. In any case, I feel much better for having sought your opinion. Left to our own devices, we tend to overthink such things. I will otherwise return to following where my curiosity leads. After all, a safe method of travel to the first yet eludes me, and our venture into the great expanses prompted an entirely new set of questions. Should you stumble into the unknown or struggle with some impenetrable mystery, know that I am at your beck and call. It never hurts to see things from a different perspective, and mine is rather different than most. I'll take you up on that. Oh, Anne, might you have a moment to talk? Sure. With the Scions stepping away from the public eye, I've been left to consider what new endeavors I might pursue. And after speaking with Kryl, I've decided I will be assisting her in rebuilding the students of Baldesion. Not only am I indebted to Master Galuf for giving me a new home, but had our order never existed, I would have never set foot within the Crystal Tower. How different my life might have been. I would have never met you, never become caretaker of the tower, never become a Scion. You gave me the chance to do so much good, and I hope to continue to do so with the students. For an added benefit, new mysteries often find their way to our doorsteps, mysteries that could prove ideal for fulfilling our promise, to embark on a new adventure together, unlike any we've experienced before. Yeah! Whenever you have the time and inclination, my friend, I stand ready to accompany you into the unknown. Do you recall in the realm of the Omicrons when I asked if you thought I may someday be mentioned in your epic? While 'tis true that to earn a place at your side would be the stuff of dreams, in the end, nothing would give me greater joy than to stand with you in the here and now. It needn't be some grand endeavor, there needn't be a promise. Whenever adventure calls, I won't hesitate to invite you, and I hope that you will do the same for me. Without a second thought. Ha! I'll hold you to that. As much as we have already seen, there's still so much we haven't. Who knows? Perhaps we will even encounter survivors of the Omicron somewhere out there. After all, given how they took to the stars, it isn't implausible that some found themselves far from home. And should we encounter a wayward traveler awaiting commands that will never come, I would bid them seek adventure with someone, and with that partner find new purpose, a new dream. For if crystals can hold fast to dreams, why not Omicrons? Wherever your plans may lead, do not hesitate to send word, and should a commission of interest come my way, you will be the first to know. Thanks, Graha. Spoken your fill, have you? If so, I'm thinking to send everyone off. All right, here we go. Let's leave. With your permission, then. Your attention, please. At risk of spoiling the mood, the time of departure is upon us. In my capacity as your receptionist, I bid you all safe journeys. Till next we meet, be well. Well, we're getting some goodies, I guess.
I suppose we're off to Garlemald then. Though we ought to speak with Lord Emmerich first. If he's received word of any recent developments, we need to know.
'Twould be prudent to purchase some warmer clothes at least. Mayhap we can pick up a few souvenirs for Euless and the others while we're at it.
Where will you all be heading next?
Dravania, there is a book I've been meaning to borrow from the Great Google Library. And I can think of at least one person who will be most displeased should I fail to visit before leaving.
We've no particular destination in mind, but we do intend to stop in Sharlayan before we set off.
We had thought to ask after the Loporrits. I am curious as to how well those who chose to remain are adapting to their changed circumstances.
Might we accompany you then? Raha and I were planning to return to the Baldessian Annex.
Commissions have been piling up in our absence, and they must be dealt with ere we begin our work in earnest.
Estinian, you will return to Radzat Han, will you not?
Aye. For Vritra's benefit, though I've yet to hear the details. I may not stay long.
I see. Then it is here the Scions at last part ways, each to some far-flung corner of the realm.
Perhaps. But I believe one of our number, a rather important one at that, has yet to divulge her plans.
That would be me.
Quite right.
Indeed.
Fair point.
So, what's next for our humble adventurer?
The end. Yet stand tall, my friend. Our journey will never end.
The constancy of this place never ceases to amaze me. An ocean of souls, shimmering and eternal. And yet, something stirs. Yes. Steeped in darkness, deep as starless night, the beast hungers. Alas, I dare not investigate in earnest before the coming of my guiding star, as she foretold. We shall descend to the depths, you and I, to confront the dread beast Pandemonium. Oh, the sights we shall see. The sights we shall see.
Quests to unlock new content have now become available in Old Sharlayan. Rest well, many more adventures await us. And we got some goodies. Let's see, yeah, some scroll or orchestration rolls. And what's this? A wind-up Herois. And an Argus horn. All right, let's see. Let's go inside then, see what's next here. What starts off next? Anne, how lovely to see you. If you're not in too much of a rush, I was about to make a pot of tea. Would you like a cup? Take a seat then, and I'll find us something to nibble on as well. Yum, that looks delicious. And sweet.
It's so much quieter these days without everyone around. Not that I'm pining for your return, you understand. I have my sources, and I know that each and every one of you is doing well and keeping busy with your endeavors. Meanwhile, I'm left with a surplus of free time and the question of how to make the most of it. What about you? Any plans for the immediate future?
Yeah, I'm still mulling it over.
I hope you weren't thinking of asking me for advice. Though if you are open to suggestions, I might have one for you. You've fought bravely and selflessly, helping those in need and saving our star from unimaginable threats. For your deeds, you've been hailed as the champion of Eorzea and a host of other incredible things. But why not put those titles aside for a while? Acquit yourself as a simple adventurer again, and travel the world in search of wonder.
You're right. Who knows what mysteries are still waiting to be discovered?
Oh, that's the spirit. I can feel from here the blazing fire that just lit in your belly.
Let's just hope it's not indigestion.
Now, all you need is a destination. If you're having trouble deciding, just leave it to me. Thavnair. That's where you should go next. I doubt you were able to squeeze in a proper tour of Radzat the last time you were there. What with the burning skies and rampaging monsters and so forth. And I'm sure Vritra would be pleased to see you. Then there's the bounty itself. The Empire's presence in the region was always a deterrent to exploration. So if you've a mind to sail that sea, now's your chance. Just think of all the new experiences you could have.
Tell me, have you been to the ruins beneath the waters of the Bounty? As the bearer of Azem's crystal, you may consider your duty to see at least that much.
Oh, I know that look. That's an adventurer ready to take on the world.
Yep, that's my name, an adventurer.
In anticipation of an occasion like this, I was planning to gift you a new set of traveling clothes, but it's, still a work in progress. Shouldn't take much longer now, though, so sit tight and I'll have the last few bits sewn up before you can finish another cup of tea.
You're the best, Tataru. Make sure it has pockets.
Stitch in here and trim in there. Knot the threads with love and care. Just a little more to go. I'm sure you're still brimming with excitement.
Judging by the cloth,
I
not too
run
big.
with the needle. See how the fabric surrenders to my whims. Don't worry. I'll make sure the lining has plenty of pockets for all your little treasures. I swear adventurers are worse than children when it comes to hoarding every feather and leaf and animal hide they come across.
Ain't that the truth?
Oh, we mustn't forget the waterproofing. Gods forbid you forget to disrobe before plunging into the sea, or a river, or a piping hot bath.
Newfound adventure.
Ah, you're awake. My apologies. I do get a little carried away with my sewing. You seem awfully cheerful. Pleasant dream? Or are you just looking forward to the next chapter of your grand saga? Either way, I promise to provide you with new apparel, and so I shall. If you'll accompany me to the Diamond Forge, we can put the finishing touches on your outfit. Shall we?
Observe as the artiste refines her piece into a masterpiece. And no napping this time. I only need a moment. You'll see. A little more room in the shoulders. Open up the cuffs. A final adjustment to the hem. All done. Let's see how it looks on the mannequin. Well, what do you think? Doesn't it just scream, ready for a bold new adventure? I'm so glad you approve. You've outdone yourself, Tataru. Thank you. Oh, stop. You'll make me blush. If you really want to thank me, though, all I ask is that you wear this on your travels. Or at least anywhere lots of adventurers might gather. They'll look at you, a famous hero, and wonder, wherever did she purchase those stylish yet practical garments? And before you know it, hordes of new customers will be climbing over each other to place orders at Tataru Taru's boutique. I can hear it now. The merry clink clink of gill overflowing from my coffers. Sweet music to my ears. All right. Burgeoning merchant empires aside, you must be excited to start a fresh chapter of your life. New places to go, new people to meet. Oh, thanks, Lily. You take care of yourself and enjoy yourself. Take care. See you next time. I often wonder how you remember all your experiences and exploits without taking at least a few notes. Oh, maybe you should start doing just that. You never know when some odd past detail might become relevant, or if one day you'll take a blow to the head and forget the better part of the past decade. Something to keep in mind in any case. Collection expanded. The Unending Codex. Okay. Select that to read about Tataru. Oh, cool. And then about the scions of the Seventh Dawn. Final days. Cool. And let's see. Oh, I see this. A tab for people and events, I guess, or all. Cool. All right. Bountiful Ruins. As the former receptionist and sometimes intelligence gatherer of the Scions, allow me to offer you a word of advice. Do not expect juicy rumors to simply fall into your lap. Adventurers rely on gossip, and the best places to pick up information are taverns and markets. At present, you only have a broad destination in mind. When you arrive in Thavnir, I suggest you explore your options at Merid's Mayhem, the finest drinking establishment in Radzat Han. Charm the employees and they'll not only point you in the direction of the local tale-tellers, but also share with you the tricks for loosening their tongues. Now, I really must be getting back to running my boutique. Enjoy the journey, Anne, and may fair fortune find you. And that would be our next location. So we will finish it up here for today. I think I'm gonna head over to I think I'll just drop off in Charlotte actually, you know, well, no, yeah, I'll do that. It doesn't matter. Oh, well, that's good. We got that knocked out, and we are ready to begin the patches now. So anyways, let's see. Thank you all. Appreciate you hanging in there with me today. Hope you have a great rest of your morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you happen to be in the world today. And join us tomorrow for Infinite Undiscovery. We are working on our compulsive achievement. We've done a bunch of farming. We're ready to craft some items, which we started in the last stream yesterday. And we look to continue tomorrow with that and see how far we can get, and ultimately complete our item list and defeat the Ethereal Queen on Infinity mode. Take care of yourselves. See you next time. Bye-bye.